This will be our first video for the Unit 4 review for Algebra 1. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we have our first question asking us to determine the equation of a line that has this particular slope and passes through this point. Remember, this is where we use our extended table. And then we just fill in what we know. We know that this is m, this is x, this is y. So we said that x was a 3. So the slope is 1/3. X is 3. We do not know what the y-intercept is, but we do know that y is -2. So we just solve this equation here for b. So 1/3 times 3 is 1. Subtract 1 from both sides, and we end up with b being -3. So our equation becomes y equals m, which is 1/3, x plus b, which is a -3. So anytime you are given a point and a slope, you can either use the point slope formula and solve for y, which we will do in a later example, or you can use the table here. For number 2, they want to know what equation best describes the relationship between these values. This is a stat problem. This is L1, this is L2. So I'll go through this one for you. So we go to Stat, Edit, and in L1 we put all of our x values. In L2 we put all of our y values. Then we go back to Stat. We're going to calculate the linear regression. And I have already cleared my calculator and set diagnostics to on, so I'm going to end up with an R value. But what I'm looking for is the slope and the y-intercept to write the equation. Now I'm going to go ahead and round this to the nearest hundredth. And you'll just have to look at your answer choices and see where you need to round to. Find something close to what your slope is. Okay, next we have write an equation in standard form to represent the graph below. Well, here I see a y-intercept and another spot where there's a point is right here. So since I have 2 points, I can find my slope by just counting. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my slope is going to be a -4/7 because I went down 4 and right 7. My y-intercept here is at -2. So I'll go ahead and write this in slope-intercept form because I know how to do that. And then I have to figure out how to get it in standard form. Remember, standard form is when we have ax plus by equals c. So we have the x and y terms are on the same side of the equation and the constant term is by itself. So in a sense, we're solving for -2. Well, the first thing I see is that I have a fraction, so I need to multiply everything by that denominator, which is 7. So I end up with 7y equals, now I got rid of the 7, but I'm keeping the negative sign, so I have -4x, and then 7 times -2 is -14. Again, I have the x on the wrong side, but now I just have to add 4x to both sides. And that's going to get me these two, which cannot be combined. So I have my x term, I have my y term, and I have my constant term because the -4x and the +4x made a 0 pair. So here I have x and y on the same side of the equation, and I have my constant on the other side of the equation. So all I did was use the slope and the y-intercept to make an equation that I know. And then I just solved this equation so that the x and the y were on the same side. There cannot be any fractions when you are writing something in standard form, so you might as well go ahead and get rid of the denominators now. And so 4x plus 7y equals -14 is our standard form for this one. Okay, and then in this last one for this video, Kristen is ordering t-shirts for her family. There's a shipping fee of $10 for each order, and the shirts are $16 each. write the equation to find the total cost. I'm looking for total cost. So I'm going to have an equation that says C equals. And they want to know for an order of t-shirts, and we're using T for the t-shirts. Well, each t-shirt is $16, and every time I place an order, I have to pay $10. Well, I'm only going to place one order, so I'm only going to add that 10 one time. So the thing that changes is the number of t-shirts, so that means 16 is our rate of change because it's 16 for each shirt. $10 is what happens when you place an order. So that's really, in a sense, a one-time fee per order. So this is problems 1 through 4 on the Unit 4 review, and we'll be back with a second video for 5 through 8.